What's up, everybody? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Tatiana, and of course, I am glad to be back. It is Saturday. It's almost 3 o'clock, and I just woke up from a long nap. I don't know. I have been It's kind of like this ritual that I've been doing, right? Where I get off of work at like 5, and for whatever reason, I think it's because of the time I go to sleep, but I feel like so burnt out um from the day. Like probably like an hour after I get out of work, I'm like sleep by like 7. And then I get up at like 1 o'clock, and then I'm just dancing around my living room. And then around 2:30 I'm like, okay, you gotta lay down now, and then I go to sleep. um I don't know why, but that's typically like my schedule. And I've been putting in a lot of OT because I just want more money in this holiday season. So I have been, for lack of a better phrase, just a little bit busy. But anyway, I wanted to come on here and talk to you about why people hate the idea and the lifestyles of sovereign women who just decide to go their own way, who don't decide to conform to societal standards, and who don't give a damn. Who the women who don't give a damn about what people think about them. Um, I'm going to be talking about both men and women here. First, I want to start out with the women. There was a viral post of this woman online who essentially was just saying, like, I don't see how y'all women can get on the internet bragging about how y'all don't have no kids and this, that, and the third. Like, I love coming home to my kids and my husband and woo, 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 woo. And it wasn't what she said, because at the end of the day, great for you, sis. Great for you. Like, if that was your pinnacle of happiness, then amazing. But that's not the bar for everybody. Me personally, my bar of happiness is not to have a man, it's not to have a child, it's not even to live in a particular kind of place. It's for me to have the inner peace and for me to go and do whatever the fuck I want to do, how I want to do it, and to be satisfied with myself. That is it. All of that extra stuff would just be extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I brung up her particularly is because it's not what you say, is how you say it. When she was saying the things that she was saying, again, I don't think there's a problem for her in her lifestyle, wanting kids, wanting a marriage, having this euphoric feeling when her kids run and jump on her when she comes in her home. It was the vitriol behind her voice, as if we should feel ashamed for not wanting to live the same kind of lifestyle as you. And that's my disdain with people who get on the internet with their opinions. As much as I get on the internet and say how I don't want marriage and I don't want kids, I could say to myself, I don't understand, but at the same time, I don't have to meet you all with vitriol and say, you bitches are stupid for being breeders for these niggas, and you niggas is dumb for that. Why? People gonna do, I said in my anti-natalism video, people gonna do what the fuck they want to do anyway. I understand, like, me expressing my feelings is not going to start or stop anything. It's just my thoughts. Now, do I think it's important to keep producing breeders for an economic system that essentially is going to try to burn them out as well? No. But people have children for their own reasons. People want to get married for their own reasons. And listen, I still ooh and ah at the babies on my goddamn timeline. I still might tear up over a proposal video. It's not that I have a disdain for these things. It's just that I don't want those things for myself. And that is not my pinnacle of happiness or what I deem to be happiness. And the people who don't live the same lifestyle as me should be okay with that. I should not be met with the vitriol. I should not be met with the condescending comments about what we do with our day or what we don't do with our day. That ain't none of your goddamn business. It ain't none of your business. The fact that I can amass more money in my bank account and come and go and do what I please and really prioritize myself for the first time in my goddamn life because I have my shit together is a plus. For context, this woman was 26 years old. You haven't even experienced life yet, but you probably think that, oh, I'm going to hurry up and get these kids out of my system now. And then by the time I'm 50, 60 years old, then I can start living. How many summers you got left, sis? And how many summers are you going to have left with the person that you're with? Because typically women live longer than men. So I was wondering, like, what's all the smoke about? As much as I do not want to have children and as much as I don't want a husband, I will still not get on this internet and berate the women who do, because they have the free will to do what they want with their uteruses and their time and who they pour their energy into. And again, if that is what makes you happy, I am all for it. I am all for it. But please stop getting on this internet and shaming people who decide to just go their own way and do their own thing. Who understand that we were conditioned to believe that we have to have a partner. We have to have children in order to sustain a realistic lifestyle. No, you know what realistic is? Realistic is being able to sit by your goddamn self and enjoy your own goddamn company. Can you actually do that first? Because, typically when you have the space, I feel like now I would be at my best as far as, let's just say hypothetically, I did want a family and I did want a husband. I would say right now I would be at my best to approach those particular kind of things because I've sat with myself. I have gotten the anxiety and depression out of my system. I have worked on my traumas. I have gotten rid of toxic people. I have, created a lifestyle for myself where I can financially, come and go as I please. And I have emotionally have a lot more compassion about other people's needs. And I've just done a lot of work on myself. So if anything, at my tender age of 33, now would be a good time to finally get into a situation because I really have my shit together. And I'm not just talking about finances. I'm talking about emotionally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. That is when you know you have it. But people are rushing to get into relationships because they feel like, well, damn, let me just hurry up and pick one because having somebody is better than nobody. Bitch, if you ain't got yourself, you ain't got nothing, because you'll feel like you're lonely in that situation if you do not do the real work on yourself. You will feel like you're trapped in a situation that you don't need to be in, and then you will grow resentment and be miserable with the person that you're with because you feel like you got to stay out of obligation instead of choosing your goddamn self. Huh? So no, I don't want it. If it comes along, great. You know what I was saying to myself the other day? I was actually working. I was saying to myself the other day, like, if I have to, if the idea is that great and quality men, like emotionally intelligent men of honor, respect, and all of those things, if the fact that these men are like gemstones, right? And they're scattered all over the place, but like they're hard to attain, like they're not a common thing. One, I'm not going out and looking for that. And two, I would dare not procreate in a world where there are not a great number of men of honor, respect, and dignity. What the fuck? Because, as much as people like to call me selfish, I am selfless enough to know, like, I still have to raise, if hypothetically, right, I would still have to raise a boy who would have to look up to these different kind of men in his community outside of his dad and say his close family members. And I still have to understand that I have a girl who also would have to look up to these particular guys or be in close proximity to them and their sons and so on and so forth. So, If this is the common theme of the average man, then why would I procreate? It literally makes no sense to me. And that's why I personally took myself off of the dating market, because what the fuck? Why? I can be enjoying so many other things. If I happen to run across somebody like that, great. But again, my pinnacle of happiness is not attaining a man. I know that's what society wants me to believe, but no. I quite literally do what the fuck I want, how I want. And it's always been like that. I have always been a woman who marched to the beat of my own drum, and not just to be some rebellious ass spirit, but because I genuinely want to live life the way I see fit. This ain't got shit to do with nobody else. Nobody is living inside of Hatiana's world. Nobody. And on a deeper level, when I got right spiritually, all of my anxiety and my depression went away when I stopped making, these fictional characters the devil. Like all of these different kind of fictional things, doomsday, and I stopped making these bad energies my god. I remember being afraid to go to sleep. When I was going through psychosis, I was literally afraid to go to sleep. I thought that my life was going to be taken from me. It was not a game. I was maybe sleeping for 2 hours best, and as soon as I realized I was sleeping, I would wake up. That's not a joke. And that could feed into having more psychosis fits. So I stopped making these dark entities, and I stopped making these negative things my god. And I just started fucking living. I just started living like, we're going to just do the best that we can. We're going to do the best that we can. We're going to treat people the way that we want to be treated. And we're going to live our life accordingly to what we see fit for ourselves. Fuck all of these other things. And I'm not just saying that. I actually know that. I know that it ain't no boogeyman that's going to come and snatch me out of my sleep and do all of this other dumbass shit when I know I have a greater power protecting me. That is a fact. I'm not saying that dark energy doesn't exist. I'm saying what I know to believe to be my creator got me through and through. It ain't when you know that your creator exists, it ain't no reason for you to be concerned with anything else that's the opposite. That's what I'm saying. So I don't need to make these entities my God, because I know my creator got me. Period. So you can't fearmonger me into a relationship. You can't gaslight me into having kids. It just ain't gonna happen. It's already enough pressure on women to even want to get in relationships with men. And I think that women are taught how to treat men and how to act towards men, but I think men are just taught how to collect. They're taught how to collect. They're not taught how to respect. They're not taught how to do any of these things. And that's why I would just never go. And this ain't no shade to the girls who have done what they've done, because to be honest with you, you do what you want to do to make yourself feel happy. But I would never lay my body down on like a surgical table for the male gaze to be chosen. It ain't never that deep. If I couldn't achieve, even if it was regarding my face, and listen, I love my face. My bone structure, my ancestors did me good. But let's just say I had a nose that was bigger than normal, or just some type of deformity or whatever. Not even deformity, but something I didn't particularly like. My ears is too big or whatever. Or maybe I don't like my body. I would never lay down on a surgical table because I am unlucky with men. And I feel like by changing these things, it might grant me the opportunity to finally get someone to see me as the great human being that I actually am. When I tell you there is somebody for everybody, I'm telling you there is somebody for everybody who will love you exactly the way that you are. Now, again, I'm not anti-procedure, because listen, I have went and gotten microneedling because of a severe acid burn to my face that I did in 2020. So technically that would be a procedure. But I would never get put under anesthesia to sculpt my body to look like a nigga's pretty as fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't care about looking like a nigga's pretty as fuck. Does that nigga respect, honor? Does that nigga respect and honor me? And does he have dignity? Does he have discipline? Does he have the things that I value in a partner? Should I have one? And if 9 times out of 10 that's a no, and he's just here because physically I look a particular kind of way, and we're not going to negate the fact that somebody shouldn't be physically attracted to you, but if he can't just in my purest form, after I've managed to get my body, even if it ain't at its final form, if he doesn't appreciate my body for what it truly is, why I'm fucking with that man? Because we all gonna get older. We all gonna to gain weight. We're all gonna change. So if he doesn't really, he can see me as, he could want a woman who keeps herself up. He could want somebody who is attractive to him. But at the end of the day, if me looking like the perfect motherfucking Barbie doll and me being a submissive person and giving him the lemon twist 3000 still don't manage to keep this nigga faithful, what the fuck I'm doing it for? Y'all all have been, you all have been beat down with this submission and servitude mindset so fucking much. You forget to think about yourself. Because while you may not look perfect, the nigga that you with ain't gonna look perfect neither. And there are things that you're gonna have to accept about him as well. But let's not get it twisted. Men and women, as far as the beauty standard is concerned, we are on 2 different kind of levels. There's more pressure towards women to look a particular kind of way than it is towards men. And that's a fact. Financially, it may be seen as the opposite. There's more pressure towards men financially than it is towards women. But it's a lot. Like, I'm not laying down on no operating table to be a nigga pretty as fuck just for him to be like, yeah, I had to. It's never that deep. It's never that deep. If you can't appreciate the woman that you see before you in whatever form that she's in, and however I'm giving it up, then you don't deserve to be with me. I don't give a fuck about what society says. Who created this bum ass beauty standard? There is no beauty standard because there is no beauty standard because there is no spectrum. There isn't any there's all different kinds of people of all different kind of ethnicities and races, and we all look the same. Who would be at the very top and who would be at the bottom? Who is to say what is attractive and who isn't? Aside from what you go out there and seek for yourself, who the fuck are you to ever tell somebody they're ugly? I don't care if you find them unattractive. Somebody else probably would, like I said, drink their bath water through a fucking straw with their pinky up. So who are you to say somebody? That's why I don't like to call people ugly. I think people can act ugly, but I don't believe in calling people ugly because who the fuck am I to say what's ugly and what's not? These ain't my creations. I don't have the right to do that. And I don't think anybody has the right to dictate what is beautiful and what isn't. I see beauty in all kinds of people. And I wouldn't dare say, oh, I'm raising this one to the top and putting this one at the bottom. Now, if we're talking romantically, that's different. But just because I don't necessarily want someone romantically, it doesn't mean that I need to go out of my way and call them undesirable or ugly just because they don't fit into the aesthetic of what I want them to be. So fucking what? So what? And people ain't living to be attractive to me. They're living to fucking live their lives. And if I happen to find them attractive, then great. And that's exactly how I think people should view me. I'm not living to be attractive for you. I'm living to fucking live. If you happen to find me attractive, great. But if not, fuck you. Well, not fuck you, but great too, you know? So, like I said, I had to get rid of the fear, the societal standards, creating, making these negative energy my gods, and just deciding to do what the fuck I wanted to do because if not, why not? I say all the time, I'm here on this floating rock once, and I believe that I need to learn a great amount of lessons in order for me to ascend to the next level of where my spirit is going to next. And I believe in order for me to climb these different levels, I need to get rid of judgment. I need to get rid of these standards. I need to get rid of fear. And I just need to treat people well, treat myself well. And that's it. That's it. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred. And when I leave this world, I'm going to be feeling fulfilled with knowing like, dang, I really lived a good life. Like I really put a great amount of smiles on people's faces. I really touched people, moved people to tears, made them laugh. That's what brings me fulfillment. Me being in servitude of making sure other people are good while they're in my company, while they're listening to my voice. That's what makes my journey on this earth purposeful. And it don't got to be perfect. I don't need to be living in I don't need to be living in no high-rise apartment or going to 86 countries a year or having this crazy bank account. That all can be attained, but at the same time, if I have all of those things and I still feel empty inside, then it means nothing. That's why a lot of people high up end up committing suicide because they believe their entire lives, once I get these things, I'm going to be happy. No, 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 no. You need to sit your $5 ass down and you need to spend a great deal of time with yourself and see, could you really deal with you? Because if you can't really truly deal with you, then nobody else should want to deal with your ass. Because you are going to project that negative energy and make everybody miserable around you the moment that you fall into a depressive fit. And it ain't okay. And I'm not saying that we don't all go through things where we might have a season of this or that. I'm just saying, like, take care of your shit first. Stop worrying about everybody else. Stop worrying about trying to meet these different imaginary markers that the system has created for you. I understand that a lot of people get locked into religion and other people's ideology of, just the way that they should live their lives. And I just feel like, fuck that. Treat people good, treat yourself good. Simple. People overcomplicate life. And that's why I said I wouldn't overcomplicate myself with being with a man if I knew that it was bringing my peace down and he wasn't aiding in that. I wouldn't overcomplicate my life knowing that it's more work to have fucking kids and knowing it would probably make me resent the fact that I had the motherfuckers. I would not do that. I don't put myself in situations where I'm going to create permanent consequences. I have always been a problem solver. Problems solved. Like, I take myself out of these different kind of scenarios and these equations and I just say, not me, not now. Not me, not ever, actually. I'm gonna leave that to you big dogs who feel like I need to be doing this and I need to contribute to society and I need to have at it, child. Have at it. If that's what you feel like you need to do, then have the fuck at it. I don't give a fuck what happens to this world once I leave this motherfucker. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I do not care because I feel like there needs to be a great reset anyway. This motherfucker has been destroyed about 7 times. We need to go for the 8th. Yep. We need to go for the 8th. Wipe this motherfucker clean. Cleanse this goddamn world so things can start anew. So things can start to grow and thrive again. So buildings don't overpopulate this world, but plants do. Plants do. That's how I feel. There's nothing special to inherit here, except for maybe great relationships and memories with people. But even in that, I'm not going to do that at the cost of neglecting, um, of me neglecting my personal boundaries, my standard of living. It's just not going to happen. So I choose to not be around shitty people, engage with shitty people, and excuse me, engage with shitty content. I just refuse, because I'm only here for a short time. Why am I spending all of my energy on this shit? This is why somebody had asked me a while ago, matter of fact, way before I came to like YouTube and shit like that. He was saying like he could see me like debating somebody, and I'm like, baby, it ain't nothing to debate. I said what the fuck I said. Like it's not up for I mean, we can have a conversation, but I'm not debating anyone. I said what the fuck I said. My standard of living ain't got shit to do with nobody else. When I say the things that I say, it's not to impress upon you all that you need to do this and you need to do that. No, it's just to say, listen, look at me. I'm doing what the fuck I want to do. I inspire you to do what the fuck you want to do. Not how I do it, but how you want to do it. That's my message. The way that I date, the way that I live my life, the way that I take care of myself, the way that I do anything. This shit ain't got nothing to do with nobody else but me. And if somebody sees what I'm doing and say, you know what, I like the way she's doing, I want to do that too. Cool. But it's not like I'm advocating like you need to buy the book, do what the fuck I... No, I always tell y'all, I'm not teaching you what to think. I'm teaching you how to think. Think for yourself. Go your own way. Do your own thing. Don't feel the pressures of being in this goddamn society and feeling like you have to succumb to whatever the fuck was laid before you. That truly does not fucking matter anyway. It does not matter. How you see your future is dependent upon you and what you want for yourself. You're not living for people in the past. You're living for you. I'm not saying that you should completely dish your ancestors. I'm saying that I know my ancestors are cheering for me right now because they didn't have the luxury of living the way that I live. They had to take care of a family. They thought their obligation was having to take care of a goddamn man who probably wasn't doing them no fucking good. Listen, I've talked to my elders. Trust me. They always tell me to keep money in my motherfucking pocket and to travel and to do my thing. These are what the elder women are saying in my family. And it's not for no goddamn reason. These people from the past aren't saying that everything was great back then and so people were satisfied. No. They weren't. They were not. They came from an oppressive system that told them that they needed to rely on so-and-so in order to manage to create a life and to be balanced in it. And there really was no balance at the end of the day. They were under dictatorships and were likely emotionally and physically abused. Not likely, they were. Because again, I've had conversation with the elders in my family, the elder women in my family. So excuse me if I look at the guys in my family a particular kind of way. I can't all be, But again, all of this stuff is conditioning. I've said a many amount of times, sometimes you have to forgive your parents for what their parents did to them, but not at a fault to where you neglect yourself. I feel like I'm going off on a whole nother tirade. Anyway, the whole point of this video was to essentially say that it is okay for you to be a sovereign woman, for you to go ahead and emancipate yourself from society standards, and for you to do your own goddamn thing, and to be so unapologetic and elated about what you see for your future and what you want to create in it. Do your fucking thing, girl. It's your world. You can have and do whatever the fuck you want. I don't want you to listen to the outside noises of like, oh, well, you can't get everything you want. You can't have... Who the fuck said? Who the fuck said? And how do you know all of what I want? Stop letting people impress upon you their limited beliefs. Fuck them. Their opinions don't matter and they should have never mattered in the first place. Anyway, we coming up on 30 minutes, so I want to leave this shit right here. This is one of the longer ones. I hope this video made sense to y'all. Y'all know I'll be, ADHD all over the place. But yeah, I'm always here to teach you, how to think, not what to think. Please just do your own thing. Make yourself a sovereign woman. Free yourself. Go your own way. Figure out life the way you see fit. And I promise you, everything will fall into alignment. Treat yourself well. Treat other people well. And I think that the universe will repay you with everything you ever needed. Anyway, I love y'all how I love y'all. Y'all do what y'all want. I'm going to do what I will. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Donate to the channel if you like. And I will talk to y'all later.